YouTube, this is Daniel Van. Welcome back for another Technology Tip of the Week. I hope that everyone has had a great summer and that you're ready to get back into the swing of things with school starting back up. So, with school starting back up, you're probably getting ready to set up your Google Classroom. And there have been a lot of changes in Google Classroom since my last video I did a few years ago on how to set up your Google Classroom and how to use Google Classroom. So today's Technology Tip of the Week is on some of the changes that have happened in Google Classroom and how you can set up your Google Classroom for your students to be able to use in your class this year. So let me switch over to my screen and we'll get started with some of the updates in Google Classroom.
The first thing you need to do is go to classroom.google.com. This goes for both the teacher account and for the student account. All accounts could go to classroom.google.com in order to get to Google Classroom. In addition, from any Google screen, you can click on the Apps Launcher and choose Google Classroom from the list of apps under the Apps Launcher. That's the 9 dots at the top beside of the bell and your picture for your account. Once you're at Google Classroom, depending on whether or not you have already logged into Google Classroom, we'll tell you what you're going to see first. If you've never logged into Google Classroom before, you're going to be asked to pick your role, as you see on the right. Now, I have a split screen view here so that you can see student view on the right and teacher view on the left. Since this is a student view, I'm going to pick student. If you are a teacher, and if you pick I'm a teacher, it's very possible that a Google admin for your school district will have to approve your role as a teacher in Google Classroom. They can do that by going to Google Groups and approving your request to join the Google group for classroom teachers. This is to prevent students from accidentally clicking on I'm a teacher and getting the ability to create classes themselves. Since this is a student account, I'm going to click I'm a student. On the teacher side, we're going to look at, first of all, creating classes and adding students to those classes, and looking at some of the features that have been added to Google Classroom. So first of all, I'll go to the plus button and I will click on Create a Class. I'm asked to give it a name, I'm asked to give it a section, and I'm also asked to select a subject. So class name, we're going to call this one Civics. Section, you can type whatever you want. If you want to type in the class code as it stands inside of the schedule, you can do that. If Guidance has a list of class codes that you can use. You can also just type in the semester or the school year that you're going to be working with the students. It's really up to you what you want to type in the section, but this allows for a little bit of organization inside of your Google Classroom list of classes. I'm going to type in Fall 2017. For subject, you just type in the subject, whether or not it's social studies, math, and it will give you even a list of subjects once you start typing something in. So I'm just going to type in social studies. It didn't have an actual social studies there. It has professional development, history department, and such. So I'm just going to hit space and allow it to create that social studies subject. And your class is created. Now it's asked for that subject so that it could create a theme for your class. It's going to auto-generate a theme if it thinks it knows what you're talking about. So if you type in math, it's going to do like a math theme. If it's going to be science, it'll be a science theme. Where I chose social studies, it recognized that and it put kind of a history social studies theme to this. You're always going to be given these little tips until you really start using Google Classroom frequently. You can click on Got It, or you can navigate through the tips if they have options to navigate through those tips. So here I have the civics class that I created. Now, if I click on the Students tab, I will see a list of any students that have joined this class. I've not had any students join the class because I just created it. On the left, you'll see your class code. You will see options for enabling students to post and comment in the class. You can also set it where students can only comment in the class, or you can say that only teachers are allowed to post and comment in this class. It's really up to you as to how far you allow students to post and comment in your Google class. You can also include this class in Guardian email summaries. That is one of the features they've added, is the ability to add a guardian to a student. So if you have a student, you want to add their parent or guardian's email into their account, you can do that after they've joined the class. Another really neat feature that they've added to Google Classroom is the ability to display the class code on a large scale. So if I'm in a lab or if I'm at my interactive whiteboard or interactive display, I can click on the drop-down menu beside the class code and click on Display. And it will display that class code in large print so that the students will be able to see that class code on a large scale. Now on the student view, I'm going to go ahead and type in this code so I can join that class. Now I have joined the class, and you'll see the list of students there. And that student's name is there. I can click on Invite Guardians, and I can type in that student's guardian's email. So if that guardian's email was guardian@gmail.com, I'd click on Invite, and it would invite that parent to be the guardian for that student's account. We're putting a check mark in a student's name and clicking on Actions. I can email, remove, and mute a student. So if a particular student is causing a problem and posting things they shouldn't post or just posting too much in the class, I can mute that student, and that student is no longer allowed to post in my Google Classroom. We're going to go back to the Stream tab at the top so I can show you some of the new features that have been added into Google Classroom, and in particular in the Stream. It used to be that you had to click at the top and there was a post button at the top of your stream for you to be able to make a post in your Google Classroom. Now that post button has been moved to the bottom right, and you have a plus button. That plus button allows you to create an announcement, an assignment, a question, and also reuse a post from another class. So if I had another post in another class, I could select that class and select any posts that may be in that class and tell it to reuse that post in my current class. Another really neat feature that they've added is the ability to create a question. And this is a single question that you would ask your class, whether it's a poll or really a quiz or a test preparation question. However you want to use that is really up to you. But you just type in, you choose whether or not it's a short answer or multiple choice. Since this is a type the preamble, I'm going to choose short answer. You could also do multiple choice, and it would allow you to select options for multiple choice. If you would like for students to be able to reply to each other, they can do that. Students can also edit their answers if you select Students can edit answer. A really neat feature that they've added to Google Classroom in all posts, this is for announcements, assignments, and questions, is the ability to post to multiple classes at once. So if this was a poll, and we're going to do a multiple choice poll of your favorite color, I can choose the drop-down menu where it says for and choose multiple classes where this question would appear on that class's stream. I can also choose to differentiate a post within my class and allow certain students to see a post by putting a check in their name or by removing the check from their name. That student will not see that particular post. This helps with differentiation greatly because you're able to assign certain work to certain students within your class. You can also set a due date on an assignment or question by clicking on the drop down beside due date and choosing the day that this is going to be due. You can also set a time so that it has to be done at that particular time. Another really neat feature that they've added to Google Classroom is the ability to create topics. Topics allow you to organize your posts into particular categories so that students will see the topics and they will be able to see all of the posts that have been done in that particular topic. To create a new topic, you just click on the topic dropdown and choose Create Topic. If this is Unit 1, if this is Chapter 5, you type in whatever your topic is, click away, and your topic will be added there. You can also, as before, attach files from your computer using the paperclip icon at the bottom. You can attach files from your Google Drive. You can attach a YouTube video, and you can insert a hyperlink. You've been given a few options as well as far as when this post goes live. By clicking on the drop-down beside Ask or Post or Assign, you're given the option of scheduling this post for a later date or saving the post as a draft. This will save it into your draft so that it's not actually gone live. If you're working on a post for a while and then you need to save it, you can save it as a draft and then come back and work on it later. I'm going to go ahead and ask this question though so that it appears on the student side in our split screen. On the student side, students may see where it says the stream was updated. If they do not see your post in their stream, they will need to click Show where it says Stream was updated in order to show and refresh the stream. So they're given the option of answering this question and clicking Submit. Google Classroom has added the same features we saw in the Create Question under Create Assignments and Creating Announcements. When you've posted a question or an assignment, you will be able to see the progress of that question and assignment on the post itself by seeing the number of students that are done with that question or assignment and the students that have not done that question or assignment. By clicking on either one of these, you will see the listing of students who have completed that work or who have not completed that work. Since we've only got one student in here, we're going to see that student completed the work. When we post an assignment, we will be able to see and actually grade that assignment inside of Google Classroom. So let's create an assignment. And we'll go ahead and assign this really quickly. On the student view, you will see that it needs to be updated. As far as students are concerned, when they see an assignment, they'll have an open button. They click the open button and they can add work by attaching it from their computer or create work using Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, and Drawings. We're going to create a Google Doc and complete the work by typing in our name. So once the Google Doc has been created, we'll be able to open that Google Doc as a student, type into that Google Doc, and now since I created the Google Doc in Google Classroom and inside of a Google Classroom assignment, I'm given the option of using the Turn In button at the top beside Comments and Share to turn this work in and complete it. So I click the Turn In button. My assignment will be turned in to the teacher for a grade. On the teacher side, I will see that one student has completed the work. I can click on the one done. I can open the document to check to see that they did the work, add in comments as I needed, use all the Google editing tools that I need to do. And once I've looked at that student's work and believe that they deserve a grade on this work, I can give them a grade and click on Return. I can also add a private comment and return that work, and it will show that I have graded that work. And now on the student side, the student will be able to see that their work has been returned, and they'll also see at the top what grade they got out of 100.
And those are some of the things that have been updated in Google Classroom. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. And don't forget to subscribe below so you get updated on new videos. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Again, this is Daniel Vanover with your Technology Tip of the Week using Google Classroom. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.